Hi children, welcome to social science class. Last class we studied the unification of Italy and Germany. Today we will study how the Britain nation was formed or the strange case of Britain. So children, in Britain the formation of nation state was not the result of a sudden revolution. So it was the result of a long processes. So we studied about Italy, Germany, how it unified. In the same way in Britain also, the formation of nation state, it was not the result of a sudden revolution. It was the result of a long process. There was no British nation up to 18th century. There was no British nation up to 18th century. Primarily identities of the people inhabited by British Isle was different ethnic group. So the British Isle, the inhabited people were different ethnic group such as English, Welsh, Scot or Irish. So the population inhabited or the ethnic diversity or the primary identities of the people inhabited by British Isle was mainly different ethnic group. So which are the ethnic group? Ethnic groups such as English, Welsh, Scot or Irish. Okay. And all these ethnic group have their own cultural and political tradition. All these ethnic group had their own cultural and political tradition. Among these, British nation steadily grew. British nation steadily grew wealth, importance and power, and it extended its influence over the other nations of the island. And what happened among these all? What happened? British nation steadily grew up, steadily grew wealth, importance and power, and it extended its influence over the other nations of Ireland. And what happened? The English Parliament seized the power from monarch in 1688. After that, English Parliament seized the power in 1688. So this year is important. English Parliament seized the power from monarch in 1688. After that, the Act of Union 1707 between England and Scotland, it resulted to the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. So this year also very important. The year 1707. What is the significance of this year? This year the Act of Union 1707, the Act of Union between England and Scotland, it resulted to the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. So these 2 years are very important. Okay. England was now able to impose its influence over Scotland. Slowly what happened? The British Parliament was dominated by English members, and the growth of British identity that suppressed the Scotland's distinctive culture and political institutions systematically. And the Catholic clans they inhabited in the Scottish Highland, they faced terrible repression. They suffered terrible repression, and the Scottish Highlanders, they were forbidden to speak their language. They were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language, and they were forbidden to wear their national dress, and a large number of Scotland's or Scottish people, they were forcibly driven out from their homeland. So this is the case of Scotland. Now Scotland they made under their control. It became the part of British nation. After that, Ireland also suffered similar fate. And Ireland was a country, its population deeply divided into Catholics and Protestants. So Ireland was a country, its population was divided into Catholics and Protestants. So the English they helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over largely Catholic country. So here started the problem between Catholics. So the Catholics they started revolt against this, but it was suppressed. So what I told children, Ireland also faced a similar fate. It was a country, population was divided into Catholics and Protestants. So here what happened? English helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over largely Catholic country. So the problem started. Catholics, they started their revolt against this, but it was suppressed. And the revolt was led by Wolfe Tone. So that name, don't forget, the revolt was led by Wolfe Tone. Okay, the revolt was led by Wolfe Tone and his United Irishmen in 1798. In 1798, they started revolt, but what happened? It became failed. It was failed, and Ireland was forcibly incorporated with the United Kingdom in 1801. So these 2 years is important in this topic. So what happened in 1801? Ireland was forcibly taken, or Ireland was forcibly incorporated with the United Kingdom in 1801. Okay, after that a new British nation was formed. A new British nation was formed with English culture. And the symbol of this new Britain was the British flag. The British flag, it made the symbol Union Jack. The British flag, Union Jack, and the national anthem, God Save Our Noble King. The God Save Our Noble King, the British national anthem, and the English language. They used English language. These all are actively promoted. So in that way, English nation or the Britain was formed. I think you understood. Here we want to know the case of Scotland and Ireland. Okay, so these together they united and formed the British nation. Our next topic, visualizing the nation. 5th unit, visualizing the nation. In this topic, we will study how the artists in the 18th and 19th century artists, they thought a different way to represent the nation. So how they represented the nation during the artists in the 18th and the 19th century, we will study in this chapter. Okay, so in 18th and 19th century, artists, they thought a different way to represent the nation, and they represented a country as a person. They represented country as a person, and nation were personified as a female figure. Nation was personified as a female figure, and they used the term personification. Here we can see a term used, that is personification. Personification actually means adding a human character. Adding a human character, something is non-human. That is called personification. Here nation is personified as a female figure, or the nation is female figure became an allegory of the nation. Okay, now we are going to recall about our French Revolution. Next topic, we are going to recall about the French Revolution. During the French Revolution, artists used female allegory to portray the idea of liberty, justice, and a republic. So here they used, we studied in the 9th standard French Revolution chapter. In that topic we studied different symbols used as for showing liberty, justice and all. Different symbols used. Here we can tell the symbol, which symbol is used during the time of French Revolution. For example, red cap, broken chain, that and all used as a symbol for liberty. Okay, so liberty is used, the term red cap and broken chain. And justice, which term is generally used to mention justice? Justice is generally a blindfolded woman. A blindfolded woman carrying a pair of weighing scale. That is the symbol used for mention justice. So these are the terms used at the time of French Revolution. Now we are going to study which is used by the artist, which term is used by the artist at the time of 19th century to represent a nation. So during the time of 19th century, the artists used a female allegory to represent the nation. For example, in France, she was Christian Marianne. In France, she was Christian Marianne, a popular Christian name. Here I used a popular Christian name which underline the idea of people nation, and her characteristics drawn from those of liberty and republic, and the red cap, the tricolor, the cockade, these all are used here to shown this female allegory. And the statue of Marine were erected in public squares to remind the public of the national symbol of unity and to persuade them to identify with it. And the Marines, ma'am told Marines images that and all marked in coins and stamps. So here you want to know which female allegory is used as to represent France. So that name, what is the name, that Christian name? Christian Marian, that name don't forget. Now we will study similarly Germany was represented as which female figure or which female allegory. Germany is represented as a Germania. Germania became the allegory of German nation. Germania became the allegory of German nation. And here visual representation, children, one picture is there that you can see. In that picture you can see Germania where the oak leaves. Germania wears oak leaves. In this oak leaves in German, these oak leaves is a symbol of heroism, or it stands for heroism. So these are the main topic you want to know. Here mainly you want to know in 18th and 19th century, this only children's one small topic. 18th and 19th century artists, they used different term, they used different term to represent a nation. So they used female figure or female allegory as a nation. So France is represented by which female allegory? Christian Marian. And Germany is used Germania, and in Germania where an oak leaves, that stands for heroism. Okay, this only that topic. I think today's topic is clear to you. If you have any doubt, ask me. We will meet in the next class.